be a two-day event on April 15th and 16th this spring and will include a career fair, kickoff event, and industry panels. The career fair and kickoff event will be in Pepsi Forum, and the academic panels will be held in Schneider. For the 16th, we have two keynote speakers presenting as well as industry panels. Our first keynote is former Super Bowl New England Patriot Joe Andruzzi, who now runs a nonprofit called the Joe Andruzzi Foundation with his wife. Our second keynote is Kevin White, the president of International Special Events Society. In attendance at the career fair and on the industry panels, there will be representatives from Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the Boston Celtics, Planning Factory International, Mohegan Sun, Live Nation, and International Special Events Society, and more. In addition, there will be student ambassador and networking opportunities to apply for as well for you guys. And here with us today, we have Mr. Rebelo, who has been gracious enough to accept our invitation for him to speak at the kickoff event for the conference the night of April 15th. Mr. Rebelo is the Chief Education Consultant and President of Alex Money Institute Professional Development Center. It's right down on Waybosset across from Gabe Commons. He leads the educational initiatives and daily operations for the Institute, including the course designed for Alex Money members and special public courses developed for other organizations wishing to rethink what it means to be human at work in the 21st century. Mr. Rebelo has 21 years of action-based teaching and education experience work in private schools, entrepreneurial organizations, and Fortune 500 companies. The integration of relevant coursework to stimulate personal and professional learning is achieved largely through systems thinking and humanistic studies, influenced by his current PhD work at Sabre University. Now I'll turn it over to Mr. Rebelo to give you some background.
So it's probably the shortest walk / drive I'll ever have to participate in a class. So thanks for being really close. My PhD work, coursework, really drove me to my dissertation research around story. The way I look at all of you here today is you're all trying to live out a story, right? You have some sort of passion. Angela Duckworth talks about how grit is important. Well, one of the concepts of grit is often missed is passion. See, you'll give up. You know what grit is, right? Grit. Well, it's not grit. It's like My Cousin Vinny. You seen that old movie? Introduced it to my kids this last weekend. A lot of snow and a lot of bad movies we can watch. Kind of educated the world. Grit is like stick-to-itness. Some people in a math class that Angela was teaching before she went for her PhD, some kids were really smart. They had a lot of talent in math, but they didn't get the best grade. Other kids didn't have raw talent, but they didn't give up. So think of grit as when you give up giving up. Okay? Is that probably a good definition? So what have you given up before? Like, in other words, what's worth never quitting? And usually we find in our lives, at least in my work with CEOs and executives, in job transition, and also in the classroom at Alex Anani Institute, that folks don't quit when they find value in something. Folks don't quit when they have passion for some type of work or life. The folks at Alex Anani love the fact that we stand for a meaning-making organization. So they won't quit. So if it gets hard and you have to work late, if it really is a bummer to get into a meeting on time, they'll leave early because they believe. And belief is such a powerful part of our lives that we often forget about. A friend of mine, Joe DeSena, who I have a great relationship with over at Spartan. I don't know if you know Spartan Racing. They do obstacle races. Does anybody know? It's like Tough Mudder, but we don't electrocute people in those races. Okay? They range from 5 miles to 18 plus miles in the woods. Crazy stuff. But when I talk to Joe about some of these concepts, he refers to his true north, or what he really wanted to do in his life, as not being Wall Street. In fact, I talked to him about this morning.